What's up, everybody? It's Janessa. Welcome to Cup of Jen. Just wanted to check in with everyone. I know it's been a tumultuous time out there. I've really thought a lot about my role and responsibility, how I can let everything that has not just happened in the recent weeks, but with COVID and everything before that, how I can let everything that's gone on affect me in a very positive way. And it has really caused me to really think about how I do my art and what I can do to create space for all of my friends and family. And I'm just really excited because I think that as I continue to work on these platforms of the podcast and with other things that I get more opportunity to bring people together. And so today is a really cool conversation that happens. And I don't know where in the world you're listening from, but my hope is that you actually do get some amount of joy and and warmth from this morning. I am praying for you wherever you are, and I just hope that you can take the next hour to feel kind of connected in some way. And that's probably my favorite part about the podcast is just being able to have a conversation and hear somebody else's story and hear what makes them tick and how they got to where they are. So it's exciting. Guys, today it's cool. It's been such a privilege for me to talk with different people and how they approach their work and what that means to them. And today on the show we have Zak Santiago. And I don't know if you guys know Zak, but Zak is amazing. He is a multi-talented artist. I mean, he is doing like 7 things at one time, which I always admire because I think you guys know this about me. I love to work hard, and I just think it's really, really awesome to watch someone killing it like that. And it's been cool. Yeah, I mean, and so Zak is a DJ. He is a dancer. He is a film actor. He is a stage actor. He's a boxer. He's now going to be a trainer. He may or may not be in a rap group called AMP.
Jack. Yeah. Flip it. Surprise. 4, 3, 2, drop.
He's doing extra schooling. There's so many things. I mean, I'll let you maybe listen to the podcast, but while all that stuff is going on, he's also a Catholic minister. And so it's been amazing to talk with him and just learn from him because I think he's quite wise, you guys. He's got a lot of wisdom for us. And I love to be as transparent as I can with this show because that's a huge part of my heart as to why I started the podcast. But I will say it was cool because I had never actually interviewed anybody that I didn't somewhat know. And Zak, we met for the first time. You're going to be hearing this, and for those who watch on YouTube, seeing it. For the very first time ever, I interviewed somebody who I'd never met. So Zak and I meet during the podcast, and it's really awesome. It's really awesome to get to hear his story and the way that he, overcame a lot of things in his life and relied heavily on his walk with Jesus. It's just, honestly, it's so inspiring. So let's start today off with some inspiration. So without further ado, Zak Santiago. Oh, hi, Zak.
Hi, Janessa. How are you?
I'm so good. Despite everything that's been going on, I'm feeling really happy today. So that's good.
That's the way to go. That's how we got to rock in this age. You got to stay
Yeah.
positive. Got to stay full of light because, it's been a tricky time for everybody.
What do you have to drink?
Well, funny you should ask, Cup of Jen. Today, I'm enjoying a cup of absolute. This is new for me, this blend. It was sent by my brother's wife's mom. So my brother's mother-in-law. So that's not my mother-in-law, but my friend, Naima, the mother of my sister-in-law, Layla. And Naima is a wonderful lawyer in Maryland. And she sent me this amazing kind of COVID care package with this incredible coffee, which tastes even better out of this shiny mug, which was a gift from my beautiful manager, Elena Kirshner. So two
Oh,
strong, powerful women who I respect very much and love. This coffee tastes so much better because it is a gift from
oh,
them. So here's to you, ladies.
that was the best opening coffee intro I have seen so far.
Hey, it's a
I
Cup of
just,
Jen show. So we
yeah,
got,
you have
you
to
know,
go for the
this
exactly.
is what is. Anyways, it was great to meet you. Nice to talk to everybody.
Have a really good day. Thanks
See
so
you
much for
later.
being here. That's so awesome. Yeah, mine is just I feel like so much more commercial. It's just a Starbucks mug and not nearly as cool. Recently my mom just got sick of the time it takes to make a proper cuppa. So we got an espresso. And so now we're rocking with Nespresso right now. So it's good. It's a Melosio blend. It's actually for a kind of espresso machine like that, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I hear good things about that. I've used them on set a lot because they're so fast. I got the OG, an Italian kind of like OG espresso machine, which I like to nerd out with. But Nespresso's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
That's
Tastes
so
good.
much cooler. That's just so much cooler to have the real thing. Does it like have a frother and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got to bang it to get the grounds
To
out.
get the grinds all in there, pack it in.
It's good.
That's amazing.
Magical bean.
Magical bean. Zak, I'm just so excited to talk to you because I feel like your journey is quite unique. It seems like from the outside, maybe it's very normal to you. You are and were an actor for years, a DJ, now a minister. Amazing.
I have been doing my ministry work for years.
Okay.
The only difference is I'm a pretty, I don't know, shy or introverted kind of, or I'm not aloof or withdrawn. I'm a careful and private person.
Okay.
So a lot of times on my public streams, social media stuff, I don't really share a lot of personal stuff, family or relationship or politics or religion or things like that. I primarily use them to promote my art, or if I'm appearing or in a club, or there's an artist or a painter, or there's like a play I'm in, or a film or TV show that I'm in, or one that I want to support. That's usually what I use it for. But during this time, I thought it was a good time to maybe share some of the other stuff, and even people that aren't Christian per se, or aren't faithful per se, or Catholic like I am.
Yeah.
There's a piece that can be found from it for anybody outside who might not have been encountered it. So I thought I'm just going to put it there. And actually, there's been people that didn't know a lot about my faith that checked in on it when they saw me posting, and it helped them through their day or through their week or through some time, and it opened some windows and some doors for them, and a place in their spirit, hopefully. So that's why it seems like it's been a change for me. But it's only because people that haven't been part of that community weren't really aware of it for me. But yeah, it's definitely, my faith is a tremendously integral part of my life. I couldn't do any of the other stuff without it. So
yeah. So you grew up Catholic or became a Christian at some point, or how did that work?
I was baptized Catholic.
Okay.
So my mom is my best friend, and she's like the most.
Strong women.
That's what I was going to say. I was shouting out two women at the beginning of the show.
I'm living already for this vibe right now. I'm so excited about it.
Well, I'm glad I'm sneaking her in now, because those women I was talking about were my mom.
She'll be like, "Why didn't you talk about me?" Interesting. I only raised you.
Yeah. So shout out to my mom. I love you, Mom. So she was an amazing woman, and there's 6 of us kids. My dad is incredible. When we're done this podcast, we're actually going to go for more coffee. So I'm really close with all my family. But my mom was a Catholic school teacher, and she finished her vice principal at Our Lady of Good Counsel in Surrey. But yeah, so Catholicism has been in any case, it's been a big part of my life.
And 6 kids. So where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm the eldest son of the eldest son of the eldest son of the eldest son. No pressure. No pressure.
That's perfect.
But I do have an older sister, Paulina, and she's incredible. Yeah.
I love how you described it. I already feel like I know your family so much better just from how you said that. That's amazing.
If you want to get to know me,
you gotta get to know.
Faith, family, friends. That's it.
Boom.
You know.
Speaking of friends, I saw the one person I did see creep up on your Instagram a few times. Phil, otherwise known as DJ Flipout, was all over that gram, and it's awesome only because I took a class with him, and so I was like, what? Of course, but of course you're both DJs. It makes a lot of sense seeing you guys hang out the whole time. Did you work together as DJs? Is that how you met, or were you just always friends?
That is a loaded question, my friend.
Okay.
You should get the two of us on a podcast for that.
I will. That's amazing.
We have DJ'd together more than most DJs have ever DJ'd by themselves in their lives. Me and Phil, we've been DJing together off and on. I mean, unfortunately, the last couple of years, not so much because we've been playing in other venues and with different schedules. But he's my best friend and he's my favorite DJ, and we've DJ'd together.
Shout out DJ Flip Out.
Yeah, man, we've played together so much over the years in lots of different cities.
Yeah.
We were in a rap group many years ago.
Oh wait, hold on. Rap group?
Yeah. Canadian rap group called AMP. We had a hit on the radio
right now. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
No joke.
Cool.
And we're both DJs for Virgin Radio, Vancouver.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 live DJs on that station. Phil does the traffic jam.
Yeah.
And then any kind of remotes on a live location. If he can't, then I will do them. But since he's always there,
yeah, thanks.
But there'll be a lot of times if he's filming or he's on tour or for some reason, then I'm.
Then you're up.
Yeah, so we both play there. We're Red Bull DJs, so we did several tours for Red Bull together. So those are all kinds of and then so many club nights over the years. So in all, musically, that's the stuff we've done. Yeah, we've DJ'd a lot. Well, there you go.
There's this. I don't know if there's stigma or what it is about people with clubs, but I mean, I personally love the club because I love to dance. That's me. But how has that been to have your faith? And you said it's been part of your ministry for years to be in places where maybe that wouldn't be an automatic instinct that, oh, he's also a minister,
Yeah. Just like there's a lot of stigma or people will have their bias towards somebody who's faithful. There is for somebody who likes clubs or going out or something like that. So it makes sense. I think the worlds I've worked in professionally, like the Hollywood and film industry and television and nightclubs, if you're not careful, there's a slippery slope, so I think more than ever, you got to have something that you can hold on to. And hey, man, if not everyone is a faithful or spiritual person, not everyone is fortunate to have good family connection or a good network of friends and things. So I mean, life can be difficult, but I think those are definitely could be dangerous pits. So more than ever, I think it's been good for me to have my faith like that, to kind of keep me grounded in that time, and it works perfectly. I mean, people want to go out and have fun and be with their friends and celebrate and dance and sing and be joyous and maybe meet their future spouse, and God loves that. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
that's all beautiful. So no reason they don't go hand in hand for me.
So I watched your mass from this past Sunday, I believe, online. And it was, by the way, amazing. I grew up in more of an evangelical circle, so I haven't got to experience as much Catholic mass, although I have got to do some through traveling and being in Europe and that type of thing.
Right.
But just the utter peace, my goodness, was actually, it was really quite life-changing. And I know you were talking about spiritual gifts and just with Pentecost and all of that, but it was so interesting because I was thinking about this sort of you stand at this pulpit and you speak prayers out and then just thinking about the image of like standing at the DJ booth and like kind of orchestrating this amazing kind of community and dance. And obviously it's different. I'm not trying to say they're the same, but it was kind of this cool image to see that
Parallels. There's
the
parallels that you say. Yeah.
And also just thinking about as an actor and watching you just speak out the prayers. And I've been in the church since I was 3, everybody. I've seen a lot of prayers that are kind of choppy or awkwardly worded, or, you know, people are nervous. And so just to think about even just acting training and just being able to speak so eloquently so that people can really hear the intention of what the words are saying, I just thought that was a kind of a cool parallel. And I was just wondering if you felt like that you've noticed those parallel, or you're just like, nah, I just naturally do all these things.
I think I've always been fascinated with great writing. And I you know, I was a kid, I read so much. I mean, we didn't really have much TV, and, you know, we didn't have a lot of like other things to distract, but we certainly, one thing, like, we were all reading when we were young, and we had lots of books and lots of imagination. And so I think I've always loved word. And of course I love the word. And so, and then as somebody who's just a theater fanatic, just nothing beats good writing, you know, when you look on that paper. And to me, the Gospels are just like, that's the writing, you know. I love reading scripture. So I think that's would just be in me as a fan of the story of the word. But then as an actor, the appreciation that you get to know, and when you work with material that's maybe not as strong, and then you have some incredible material and you can really see what a difference it makes, you really start to get into the music of the writing more and the flow of it. And then I guess maybe through our training as actors, then we get to interpret that or appreciate that or find the nuances that in that more than many people would. And I suppose, I mean, I guess that comes through when I'm reading scripture. But and the great training, you know, from our good friend, our mutual friend, Ben Ratner.
Ben, love you, Ben. Shout out.
Big shouts out to Ben. You know, the word, you know, the writing's everything. The word is everything. So I really respect the word. So I think long answer, but I think all of that is why it maybe translates when I'm reading them.
Did you answer this already? How long have you been a minister?
I guess, I mean, I'm not, I mean, just as long as I've been, you know, reading
around.
Liturgy.
No, just kidding.
No, just reading liturgy, you know. In the Catholic Church, there's a deacon and a priest and a bishop. So this isn't an ordination. It's not that that's not something that is a very respectful or worthy or interesting.
Right.
But a minister, ministry work can appear in many different things, many different service.
I just loved watching you up there. I was like, this is awesome. I'm just receiving Jesus's words right now. It's so good.
If anybody watching this ever wants to, once we open, we're closed at the cathedral. But my parish is Holy Rosary Cathedral in beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia. It's a beautiful church, and we should be open for smaller congregations. You know, we're still working on how to make it safe for everybody. I know some parishes have already started with Sunday masses, letting under 50 people come in, like safely distanced. We're getting there, but are doing live streaming right now. So if you look on the website, Holy Rosary, on the YouTube channel or on the website, you can find out all that info, and you can watch links. And if you follow me on social media, I usually post a link to those masses. If you just are on your bike and listening to a podcast, or if you're at home and you want to watch,
there.
just want to hear something and hear some words, hear some music, you know. And so I minister, and there's always a celebrant, a priest, and depending on what mass, there could be a musician, a soloist, a singer, an organist. So regardless, it's a moment of spirituality and faith and prayer and connection with God, and it feels good, and it helps.
It does feel good. Yes. That's awesome. Thank you for shouting that out, because I want people to be able to connect to that if they so choose. Now, you were sort of briefly mentioning before that that it's really possible as a DJ or someone who works in film and television to kind of go to a dark place, and so faith has kind of been a stronghold for you. Can you give any examples of like how that has helped you, or ways that it's like, this is something that I'm gonna hold on to right now?
Oh man, I've had some chapters and some experiences in my life that were pretty tough,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe other people could have walked through them
Mm-hmm.
with no concern. But
Right.
for myself, I can say that, yeah, if it wasn't for my faith, for that rope that holding on to, sometimes things were pretty rough. Some unfortunate stuff and
Mm-hmm.
some just some life stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, without my faith, I can guarantee myself personally, yeah, I wouldn't be the smiling friend that I am today. So
Some stuff that happens to you is not, uh, it's so painful. And I think, I don't know, there's this weird doctrine out there that is not biblical that kind of comes from this idea that if you go through pain or something, that like maybe God doesn't love you or he isn't with you. And so it's kind of, yeah, it's amazing that that you've had a different experience with that you feel like God has got you to where you are and been your sort of standing ground.
life is hard. Life is
Hmm.
really hard for everybody in their own personal way, and people's circumstances are all different to each individual.
Yeah.
I look at how fortunate I am to live in Vancouver, to be a Canadian citizen. I'm a European as well, but to be a Canadian citizen born in Canada, to
Hmm.
live in this amazing city. And
Yeah.
like I said, my family's wonderful, and I have amazing friends, and so how can I mean, I look at how my life compares to many other people on earth.
Hmm.
I'm so fortunate. Within that, of course, I've had immense struggle and immense
Yeah.
difficulty that maybe other people couldn't fathom or couldn't deal with, or maybe,
Yeah.
like I said, it would have been a breeze. But within that, but I mean, so I just really have to look at the bigger picture and just have gratitude. I mean, I'm so great.
Yeah.
I'm so, you got to be positive, and you got to be grateful for everything you have, and then, and never forget that, and do your best to share that with everybody you encounter in every day.
Do you think that is the key? Like, where you put your focus can really change stuff for you perspective wise?
Yep.
Focusing
Yep.
on gratitude, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? As opposed to focusing on pain, say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have, yeah. It really can be a choice sometimes. It can be a choice where
Wow.
you can look at something and you can be like, woe is me, and why me? And
Yeah.
man, this is the last thing I needed. And oh my goodness, like now this. And then, um, I mean, we all have to respond and be realistic to what's happening. We can't just like cast a blind eye to everything. You mean
Of
you have,
course. You have to
we
grieve
have
and
to
go
be
through it.
aware.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then once that moment of recognition and realization, you take everything in, then the struggle and the work is to overcome and to rise
Right.
above that, and to try to find your what sense of positivity, and to push forward with love even through the pain that you have. Find those ways, because it's really really easy to I mean, it's not easy to do this, but it's really really easy to let darkness come in, and those are just like dark voices in your mind that are going to encourage you to lean towards despair, and to
Right.
and then that inevitably will just be part of how you walk your days, and how you treat other people, and how you think of yourself, and
Yeah.
it's way easier said than done, but yeah, I
Totally.
think it's perspective and applying, and you know things can be hard, but they're way harder for somebody else somewhere at the same time. so
Wow.
so be accountable, and be accountable to yourself, and the pain that you're in at this time, go and help somebody else that needs some help, and I guarantee you're going to feel better. That'll make you feel better.
Yeah. Totally.
But like I said, life is hard. So
In terms of acting, because this is a whole other area of your life, that's probably how we got most connected. Um, when did you start acting? Like, how did that whole journey come about?
That's another story. I mean,
I love it. I'm here for the story, Zach.
this
I'm
is
here for
supposed
it.
to be, Janessa, this is supposed to be 60-minute podcast talking
Trust
about
me,
acting and then a little bit about faith to like
Yes,
help people see it can be cool. And
Yeah.
all we're doing is letting Zach go off talking about God, and people are going to watch this and going to be like, what is this? I don't
What
get
is
down with this.
this? No,
So,
they love it. They love me and my Starbucks and my pink hair too. So don't worry, it's a vibe.
I love that. I love that too, by the way. You look great. I love your
Thank
hair.
you.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
But yeah, the acting and how I came to that, that's it's a crazy story. But
Tell me.
I mean, I just never thought I was going to act. I never knew I was going to act.
Right.
I was at a point in my life where I'd been through some stuff, and
Okay, so turning point.
yeah, it was a bit of a crossroads, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. So I just and I was at a time when I wasn't really talking to my family that much at this time.
Okay.
I was kind of just a bit of a lone wolf, and so I thought, okay, what can I do right now to sort of make to you know to just change directions. So I
Yeah.
thought I'm gonna promote in a nightclub. So I started promoting in a nightclub, and then I took an acting class. And I knew about the acting class because I boxed for most of my life, and I'm still like in love with boxing.
Another connection with Ben, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout outs to Ben again. So I was walking and I saw a buddy of mine from my gym, my boxing gym, and he was coming out of this place, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" And he's like, I'm just coming from an audition." And I was like, so square. I was like, "Audition?"
What? Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, acting." I'm like, "Okay, cool. See you at the gym."
Awesome. Yeah, bro. Okay,
I don't
see you later. Yeah.
Yeah. So the years later, so then later I was like, and I was with my girl, and rest in peace, Tatiana, my wifey. She's a big inspiration in my life. So I was
Tatiana, beautiful.
yeah, beautiful name for a beautiful woman. So I was like, let's go find that play. Maybe I'm gonna try acting because people tell me I have this, you should act, man. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I remembered where homie was coming from. And then I went down, I checked all these doors until I found where it said the studio. And I went in and I took an acting class, like a scene study class. And I was like, oh man, this is what's
This
up.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to do this. So I was like, I was like, I want to do this all the time. They're like, well, we're starting a full-time program in the fall. You can sign up and we get student loans for you. And I'm, yeah, let's do it. And then I kept promoting in the club, and I'm promoting in the club, and, hired my doorman and hired my DJs and was doing this. And then I'm taking this acting school, and I'm like, man, this costs a lot of money. And then I had other guys DJing there. I'm like, man, I'm paying them this money. And I was like, maybe I'm not going to go to the school anymore. And I'm going to use that money and buy turntables. And I'm going to teach
I'm going to DJ.
Yeah. And I'm just going to
I'll do this part.
Yeah. And I'll just start acting and just start acting. Cause I had friends going, yo, man, you don't gotta go to school. You just start acting. I'll introduce you to my agent. So I was like,
I am living for how your friends talk like this, but then the acting coach is like probably, I feel like the whitest guy ever. He's like, okay, you can get your student loans. That's my favorite.
I'm just trying to be like my kind of like my more thuggy buddies versus my more kind of like cerebral applied people.
Oh, perfect.
So because I have both those kind of. Ben always says I've got an angel and a devil on my shoulder. I'm a true man. I've walked the hard roads, and I've walked the golden path to, or the well-lit path to.
Absolutely. I love it.
So they just come on out, and then just like, so I got introduced to an agent eventually. Yeah. And then I just started auditioning, and I didn't even know like what I was doing or anything. And I started DJing, and I kind of taught myself to DJ, and I started opening up. And then I guess there's something, there were just things that I
naturally got.
Yeah. Or I was okay at, or I just hustled. I've always worked really, 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 really hard. work really hard.
I
And
get that from
all
you.
you kids who are actors or want to DJ, or even you want your relationship with your family or your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or with God, you gotta work hard.
Yeah.
And with love, man, you gotta put love into your art. You gotta love your art and love yourself in your art and work hard at it. All those relationships. Bust your chops, kids. Bust your chops. Boom. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you
So
for
then,
saying that.
yeah, no problem. So then anyways, people started to like my DJing. And then after a while auditioning, I finally like booked a gig. And then I got asked to DJ somewhere else. And then I booked another gig. And then I just kept DJing and I kept acting. And then years later, I was like, oh, I should learn how to act now. So then I was like,
I laugh because of how real and true that is. I feel like we all do that. We all have this moment. Okay, go ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I had some natural stuff and I was polite and professional and I had, I guess some edge or was different or some character. So it worked, you know, and I showed up and I didn't get in fights and I said the words and it was cool.
Yeah.
But then once I started like really applying myself to train and to study, then it really made sense, and I could see, and it made sense that it was something that was kind of in me. I've been an artist my whole life, so that's just one part of using my voice or using your voice. So I just really fell in love with refining and learning more and more about acting and about theater and really being the best professional I could. And then I kept DJing and DJing and DJing. And then I was just DJing so much. And I was, doing well with acting. And then unfortunately, my girl got hit by a car and she passed away. And that was like obviously unexpected. And then that kind of like threw me on a bit of a spin.
Yeah. So this is making sense now too with what you're saying earlier, like lots to hang on to during that time. I'm sure it's crazy.
Yeah, I needed, man. I was like, we used to go to this cathedral together,
Right.
God rest her soul. She was a great Catholic.
Yeah.
I held on to that rope. I held on to God so hard at that time. But she was a professional dancer, and I danced ballet when I was young. And
no way.
Yeah, dance was
so
in me.
Multi-talented.
So then I took a break from acting in a sense because I promised her that I would dance so that she's still dancing in me, through me.
Oh, I love that.
So I made dance my real focus, and I just put all my time and my efforts to study dance. And then I got accepted to a school in Madrid, and then I went and studied dance there. And then I just kept dancing ballet and flamenco. And then I came back and I did some professional dance. And then once I'd kind of done that and been on the stage, and I feel like I'd made that fulfillment, then I started to focus back on acting again. But I'd always kept acting throughout. I was just always in and out of town. And
I feel like acting and dance are not that, like they're both performance. They go together in that sense.
Yeah. You're telling a story, you're emoting. With dance, your body is the voice, the only voice. And in acting, we have that word, which a whole field, a real artist just does the word. Yeah. So we have our voice, physical voice, and our body and our emotions and our whole frame, like you do in dance. Yeah. But then we have these incredible words, and the dancer will have this incredible music, unless it's choreographed in a moment of silence or something like that. So, but absolutely, it's the same thing. You're performing, and often live and often on stage when you're telling a story, and it's usually a pivotal story in the chapter of people's lives in that dance or that film or TV or play. So there's so much in common. Yeah. So pushed myself back into acting. I kept being DJing and and messing around with boxing a little bit here and there, but
because that's still going on.
Yeah. And actually, shout outs to I'm gonna, now that when the gyms reopen again, I'm friends with all the boxers in the city and all the gym owners, and respect to everybody, every gym, no favoritism.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Equally.
But shout outs to I'm gonna start training at as a trainer at Sugar Ray's
Okay.
in Kitsilano when it opens. So if there's anyone here watching who's
I might have to
interested,
start boxing, Zach. This is
come on down.
amazing.
Come on down, and I'll work with you there. I'll only be doing part time because
Yeah.
I'm doing my graduate studies as well, and of course everything's
What?
starting up again.
How do you have so much going on? You're doing your graduate studies in what?
I'm at St. Mark's at UBC.
Okay.
So I'm doing my 5th year philosophy and theology.
Yes, naturally. Naturally. Of course. Work
Nerdy
hard.
Zach.
I like it.
Nerdy Zach, yeah.
Yeah. I love that though. That's my favorite thing. I love the multi-talents and the like how it all fits together.
I don't know if they do, but I'm somehow squeezing these odd.
I feel like but okay, to be fair, I'm the type of person who can make something have a connection. I'm like, oh yeah, totally. Because it's physical, you're boxing, you're dancing, you're acting. It's great. It's all a thing.
Yeah, why not? If you feel if it comes natural, then roll with it. That's what it is.
The more tools you kind of have too, like the dancing and the boxing and that physical side is like a part of, I feel like, knowing yourself as well. So it feeds in. And then the theology is knowing your mind and knowing like the mind of God and like how we think and what we read and all of that. So it's connected for sure.
Yeah, I feel it's important as I'm I'm spending more and more time with the church and more actively involved with my parish and things like that. Just like when I was acting, I thought it was important out of respect to myself and out of respect to the craft and all my fellow crew members and directors and writers and fellow castmates that I know the best and am the best that I can be at this out of respect to all of them. And so as I have so much love and care for my ministry work and for my parish and for my church and for God, it's important to me out of respect to that I learn as much and absorb as much and know as much as I can. I want to be the best that I can out of it because of my love for what it is and for the
what
people
it is,
that I'm
for the
dealing
craft.
with. So yeah, that's the way I roll.
So how long were you in Madrid?
Off and on over years.
Okay. And then come back and then you do like a show or two and then go back there, do more dance, come back. That sort of lifestyle. DJ, both places.
Yep, was DJing in Madrid.
I was going to say Madrid, I feel like that would be a place that you would want to DJ.
Oh yeah. So dope. Shout outs to Henry Chill. DJ Henry Chill. He's a great producer out there actually, but he was like the first homie who put me on out there. Flipout was out there then too. He came out on a trip. We went out together and we DJed together. I mean, I told you, me and Phil have DJed everywhere.
Everywhere.
No joke. No.
I love that you said, you were like, I just love that you said that you guys together collaboratively have done more times together than most people on their own too. I love that.
100%. It doesn't mean I'm better than any DJ. It just means that I'm just nerded out and done it so long. But, I was doing 5-6 hour club nights straight.
Yeah.
For years. I still do now that just coming back to it, but I play those long sets, and a lot of the new generation DJs, the way it works is different. Usually there's 2 or 3 guys a night in a lot of places, and they might only play on a Friday and a Wednesday or something. And so they play an hour and a half a night, maybe 2 nights a week or something. And that's their live performance ability. Right. But, I come off so many years of doing 5 nights a week, 6 hours a night DJing. My hours DJing is crazy. Yeah. So that's that OG stuff. That's that Danny Tenaglia kind of set, long hour, OG style. And Flipwood used to do that. And my buddy Jay Swing and a lot of the old Marlon English, a lot of the OGs, we would play these long nights. So yeah, the amount of nights that me and Phil would play together is more than most DJs have played on their own.
And I feel like what I've loved about Phil is that even so in COVID, I just see him, he does lives all the time, just to DJ in his house and do new sets. Cause I can imagine if you're so used to doing that all the time, you're like, oh, I want to get out. I want to do some DJing. It's so cool to see the passion for it and loving of it.
Yeah, man. He's always been that. We used to make mixtapes in his house and off his old MP3 and he's all Always. I kind of, because I've been really busy. I've been really, again, fortunate, and I have so much gratitude for
Yeah.
my film career.
Yeah.
But I've been really busy as an actor for a couple of decades. So, and then when I'm DJing, that would just take all that other time. So when I'm at home, like I thought, I don't even have records in here. I don't even have a turntable. I don't have a CD player. I don't have a stereo. And people go, "You're a professional DJ," and I don't have any of that. And that's what is a little weird about me compared to most DJs like Phil. Like Phil's got the most amazing record collection, and
Yeah.
he does these great live mixes all the time. And shout outs to all the Vancouver DJs who do that too. But
Yeah.
during this COVID time, I wasn't really itching that much to be like
Yeah.
to DJ. I more wanted to want the church to open.
Yeah.
And I want to get on. I want to do theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been kind of like itching to do other stuff.
Do stage, get that connection to humanity in that way. I totally. You know what?
To my friend Loretta Walsh. She's
Loretta,
producer of Loretta Walsh from Kindred Entertainment. Yeah, we might do a play as soon as it opens up again. As soon as the theater world opens up again, we're looking to do.
Well, I can't wait. Let's do it. I want to see that.
Janessa, you're a theater student, right?
Yes. I did the classic BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting degree.
Dope.
Yeah.
God
so
bless.
I did when that guy came out with the student loans, it's going to be a lot. I was like, okay. You were like, that's not smart. And I was like, I'll go into like 40 grand of debt. It's cool.
And you went to Trinity to do your theater,
I
right?
sure did. I got my BFA at Trinity Western University.
Great. Big ups to Trinity. And at
Yes.
Trinity, they also have what's called the Catholic Pacific College, which is like, there's a Catholic formation track there. So, but and shout outs to everybody who's going out to do their theater school. And
Yes.
at Trinity, shout outs
We're here
to
with you.
my man Jose Campos. He's admissions counselor out there for that. So anybody's interested, give him a holler.
For me, it's what I needed. And that's where I did that, learning of the depth of acting. And that just, it's funny too, to do a 4-year like intensive degree and feel like you've just scratched the surface of like how deep you can actually go. So that's why, I got out for a year and a bit, and my friend Kim Sestad was like, you need to get in class. Like, it's just going to change.
Shout outs to Kim.
Shout outs to Kim. It's just a whole podcast of shout outs. I'm loving it.
I gotta do that, man.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm
totally. We're grateful for who we have in our life. It's
so many amazing
good.
people. Wow.
And
what a community.
She was the one who was like, you need to see Ben. So that's how I got connected with Haven Studios. And I just have learned so much. And it's just good to be in it, And like you're saying, dig into the text, dig into words. I'm itching to get back on stage and do it because it's never something that you get tired of, I don't think.
No. And that's what I tell everybody who asks me like about acting, they want to start acting and I always say like to the younger generation is like, you got to do it because you have to do it.
You have to.
Not because you want to make some money or you want to be on like a popular show or you want to be famous or whatever. The chances of you making a living from acting, there's not to discourage, but it's very, very difficult. So you got to do it because it's something you have to do. It's in you. So whether you're doing it for free or whether you're paying for classes and to do it, or whether you're getting paid tons of money or a little bit of money, or you're doing a student film or you're doing a huge feature or whatever, it's coming because it is who you are and it's what you have to do. And you'll never get it'll always be in you as long as you're alive and breathing. It'll always be part of you. So that's the great thing about it. It's like with boxing, for example. Now it's time for me to pass on experience to the young bloods and to the future champions. I mean, I'll still get in the ring and mess you up, but I also know like where I am right now is like, it's athletics like that. There's a window for it, but the love of boxing will never leave me. So it's the same with the acting. It's the same with the arts. It's the same. I mean, those things are just. It's more than what you do. It's who you are.
It's who you are.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I love that.
And Ben is like I know I shouted him out, but Ben's one of my best friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all acting stuff aside, he's just such a huge heart and
Such a big heart.
such an intelligent man, and
Yeah.
man, so compassionate. But he really, really knows his theater. He really knows how to teach. I've learned. Can't express the amount that I grow. Just like I've worked a fair bit for a Canadian actor in my
Yeah.
career, and I never want to leave class.
I know.
It's like, because there's always value. So I put that forward to every actor too. Like, no matter what it is, think of a great actor that you really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are they're in class, when they have time. Chances are they're still staying sharp, so.
And that's what Kim had told me. And when I really thought about it too, just because you're mentioning a lot of athleticism, it made so much sense, because no professional athlete isn't in the gym all the time. Like, it just doesn't translate. So that's well, you have two. You have every gym in Vancouver loving you right now. But yes,
I don't know if they love me. I don't know if they don't love me, but I get along with everybody, and I am open, and I just got to put it. And same with all the acting studios and acting teachers.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to denigrate anybody else.
No,
whatever. I'm only talking.
No.
I have these are part of my inner circle of friends, and so I'm.
Yes.
And that's I love these people, and I'm shouting them out. But no offense to all the great teachers and all the great coaches.
So do you think then, just because I'm just noticing that the way you described your story is like, was Tatiana sort of the inspiration for all of these things then? Because you have DJing, you weren't doing that really before. You were just owning the club, or doing stuff and hiring other people to do it?
Never owned the club.
Never owned the club. Okay.
I owned the night, I suppose. I was like the promoter of that night.
Sure. Right. Sorry, promoter.
But she was supporting me to do that too, and also she always told me, like, man, you're an artist. Like, you got to stop doing this stuff, and stop.
She knew.
Walking in the dark streets, and stay on the light. Stay in the light, man. Stay in the light, and
right.
So like I said, there's it's very easy to get to be waylaid in this life, in this journey of life. So, it's very easy. There's a lot of things might not be clear to you at a time, that they might not be the right choices or the right people. So it's good to be aware and try to know yourself, and try to make the right decision and try to have good formation. She was part of that, and so she was really stoked that I was getting into acting, and getting back to music, and trying to live righteously.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, she's my angel. She's my little angel.
Aw.
For sure.
I love that image of her dancing through you. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's incredible. So, do you have any favorite acting on set moments? I have to confess something. I'm so fangirling because, okay, and this is so not professional, but it's I saw a picture of you and Sandra Oh, and I just about flipped my lid. I love that woman so much. And I was just but I know you've worked with a lot of different amazing people, but she's just iconic. So there's that. But what are some of some, I don't know, war stories or some cool things that happened to you on set? Because you've been on set so many times.
Oh, man. Again, that's a whole podcast right there.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. I mean, war stories, probably just I guess anybody, because I do a fair bit of stunts, and I've always done my own stunt work too.
Of course you have.
So not that I don't will always have a great stunt double for the super hard stuff. And as actors, you can't have the actor doing all the stunts all the time, because we're going to get possibly injured or way too tired. And then we can't love the word as we're supposed to, because we're too busy getting hit by a car,
absolutely,
going through a window. So I guess some of the war stories would be most actors can relate to, is long like nights out in the GVRD or something with like
Yeah.
rain and it's cold and you're standing there, and then maybe there is some physical stuff and you're aching and you're freezing, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe someone on set got injured, so there's a lot of like worry. And just, I guess those are probably the war stories. But even the worst of times, especially now during this crisis, all my film community, my family that I love, all of you, that we work
Mm-hmm.
so hard in this business, and everyone's just really been suffering these last few months. And as
Mm-hmm.
it rolls up again, who knows how we're going to be able to, what opportunity is going to be there at what rate. But still, even at the worst of times, it's better than not working. So I think
Yes.
even the war stories are just challenges in what is a beautiful life.
Yeah.
It's great to have the
Totally.
opportunity. And as far as I mean, because it's pointless to talk about the personalities that have been a little odd or off, because
Oh, no. Yeah.
I mean,
No, for sure.
that
For sure.
exists, that
Yeah.
really exists. There are personalities that come with an unfortunate energy, or
Sure.
just
Absolutely. And I would never ask you to be like, who are they? That's not what this is. I just think it's cool, like, having the experience.
I'll call you after.
Yeah, we'll talk after and be like, girl, let me tell you some stuff.
Let me gossip to you.
Privately, not with this situation. I love it.
No, that's not the Christian thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry, Zach.
Just teasing. But I mean, and then as far as the great things, yeah, I've worked with some, I suppose, very famous people or renowned people, and for the most part, they've been amazing experiences. Those weren't really
Mhm.
ever. I don't think any of them were really ever the sort of difficult personalities. But then also, I've worked with just some amazing actors that are my peers and
Yeah.
my fellow Vancouver actors or Canadian actors.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Kimberly recently. She's incredible.
I know.
I mean, I've worked with her, and she's just a doll, but
Yeah.
she's also just like a gangster actor, man. She's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So many of my peers and my friends on all these shows. I mean, I can rattle off some of my good friends, my best friends' names, and I'm a fan of them. Just like like I said, Phil's my best friend, but I'm a fan of his as a DJ. Like some of these people that are my friends here, I'm also like, oh my God, that's
DJ Flipout.
yeah, that's like, I'll be working, I'll be like, I'm acting with Michael Eklund. Oh, I'm acting with Ryan Robbins. I'm acting with Alex Quanovic. But these are my homies. These are my bros. But I'm also like, this guy's so good. This guy's
so good. I gotta step up.
So, but also, and Sandra, same thing. She's dope. Her family, their parents are out on Vancouver Island. She's from Ottawa. She's a Canadian girl. She's so rad. Shout outs to Mina Shum, Vancouver filmmaker, amazing woman. We did that movie Meditation Park together with Sandra Oh. So I played Sandra's husband in that.
What a pleasure.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's just like as dope as you would think. Like when you see someone gregarious in interviews or whatever, they said, in real life, she's just like genuine, funny, present, and she's just such a good actor. She's incredible.
Incredible.
I don't know, man. I'll nerd out again on the Catholic thing. Working with Mark Wahlberg was cool because he's like super nerdy Catholic, and also he loves the clubs. So he'd come to my club night all the time and be hanging out all the time, and send one of his homies, Rasta Phil, not our Phil, but Rasta Phil is one of his entourage, which is a real thing. He'd always have his homies with him everywhere he went. Come up. Mark wants to hear blah 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 blah. So it's great. And then
Mark wants to hear anything. Sure, I'll play it.
Yeah, and then it'll be like, and then I see you on Monday, and I'm go to set
See you Monday. Totally.
Yeah.
See you then.
So, and he's a dude too who had like
stuff.
He had a past where he was walking on a hard road. You know what I mean? So and then as like applied himself as an artist and as a great family man and a really, devout Catholic. And so in some ways I kind of relate. I might not look as good in my Calvin Kleins as he did. But I never made any of that cheesy music either. So
so you're even. You're totally even.
That's what's up. You heard me, Mark.
You know this. I actually love to hear this though, because I think sometimes there's this feeling, I don't know if I'm just making this up, where I think people think you get to a certain level and it's like, yeah, everybody's chill. But I feel like we're all still a little nerding out at each other, like, and each other's talents. And because it's exciting. It's exciting to be around that energy of like, wow, okay, Mark Wahlberg is bringing it to the scene. And it's like, I get to witness that. It's exciting, or whatever it might be, you know? Or like you were saying,
Yeah.
Kimberly even. And just,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to hear that that's like, that doesn't go away, you know, for
It's
people.
great. I'm a fan of great, like anybody who's good at stuff that I'm super into. It to me, just it doesn't matter if someone is
Mhm.
has been very successful or has notoriety or
Yeah,
fame or any of those things. If I'm collaborating with them and they're super dope, all I see is just like that
that.
connection with them and what it is, and I'll nerd out on it. So yeah, it's I'm just a fan of great art, great artists, big hearts, you know, and if someone's bringing it, then I love being around it. And
Yeah.
you know, like you're doing on this show, it's great. Like, I mean, your show is awesome, and you're
Oh,
bringing people
thank you.
together from two different communities, and you're
Yeah.
doing it with enthusiasm and
Yeah.
zeal,
Yeah.
and with kindness
Mhm.
and genuine curiosity. And this
Zach,
is
thank
this
you.
is talent, and this is
Yeah.
and people, and it's a space that needs to be filled. And so
Yeah.
God bless you for doing it, and keep going. You're great. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. That is so unexpected, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about it because I think it's cool to hear, because I know for myself, and obviously you spoke about how you've been a Catholic your whole life, and it's like it's very important to us, but sometimes you don't always see it because understandably so, not everyone wants to talk about it because, you know, you're trying to focus on the one thing, the acting, and so you just don't always hear like what's going on behind the scenes, or how people deal with adversity, or how people hold on to uh Jesus throughout these moments, or whatever their faith might be. But our
I'll
career is just very strange.
It is. It's a tough industry to be in. It's
Yeah.
a tough art to try to attempt to master. And then as a Christian, I got to tell you, like I said, I only recently started putting any
Yeah.
viewpoints or perspectives of any sort of faith on my social media. And every time I make a post, Janessa, and this is a warning, or just like I've
Yeah.
been giving these little
Totally.
warnings and advice to everyone starting out in any of these fields, but yeah, people will unfollow me, or they will
Really?
question, or I'll hear from some of my best friends. They'll say, yeah, homie was asking me, like, Zach's a minister.
Right.
People don't know how to take it that I'm faithful. And some people make it maybe about themselves a bit, or they don't like it. So then they want to separate, because it's like there's something infectious from me that might be a negative thing, as opposed
Right.
to, if anything, I hope you get joy and generosity from me, and a feeling of like openness.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
that's what people, you know, I think I have a reputation of being a nice guy, and so I
Yeah.
think people like that and respect that about me.
And
But
also,
now that
Jesus's love is that too. That kindness is
yeah,
that to pour out, and it's not a judgment thing. It's a where you're at, we're gonna move
yeah,
forward
but
thing.
just like he said to his 12 homies, you know, after
Yeah.
me, people are gonna, you know, the hate that there's been towards me, or I hate using the word hate.
Yeah.
See,
No,
but
I get it.
that there's, I mean, people are gonna outcast you, or they're gonna martyr you in some ways, or they're gonna, I'm not sure. They just, maybe they don't like it, they don't appreciate it, maybe they had bad experience with the church, maybe they don't, they, you
It's
know,
triggering in some way, maybe.
it's so I've noticed that, even, and I've only been kind of broadly sharing it over just this COVID time, and yeah, I
With a
don't.
hope to inspire too, with a hope to
Yes,
bring peace, which is the
with
ironic part.
with only that, man, with only that, it's just
Yeah.
you know, people could use some goodness, you know. And I know, I truly believe that it is the good path, you know, with the
Yeah.
good, with the shepherd, you know,
Hmm.
and we're both testament of like kind, open, positive, loving people, and
Right.
you know, we're instilled with that spirit, as talking about Pentecost, that's the Holy Spirit, right? So
Yeah.
I have friends of every denomination, of every faith. I have friends that are atheists, that are agnostic or whatever. I mean, I love everybody. I love everybody.
Yeah, that's not the question. That's not up for debate.
This is what I know, and this is who I am. And this is where my love comes from, is from my faith. And I believe Jesus is Lord. And that's how I rock with him, man. That's what's up. I'm here to share, and I'm here to care. Yeah. And I'm really excited if anybody wants to know more about Christ,
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll throw you into this, but for myself, if anyone ever at any point wants to talk about anything we bring up here, like, reach out to me on Cup of Jen podcast. I'm happy to chat. I don't know if Zak's maybe happy to chat if you follow him on Instagram or whatever, but it's definitely something I'm excited to talk about.
100%. People can follow me on Twitter or Instagram or on Facebook. It's just at Zak Santiago.
Great.
ZAK Santiago, like the city, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I think beyond all of those, it's just that. And there's like fan pages too, but you can just write me a message. I try to get back to everybody. So.
Oh, thanks, Zak, for being here. I'm so sorry. Did you get any coffee today, or did I just make you talk through the whole thing?
No, I probably talked too much. I did.
No, I loved it.
Thanks again, Elena.
Yeah.
Elena's name is Boss Woman. She's my boss
woman. Yeah.
Amazing. She's my friend, but she's also my manager and agent. And I love her to
What
death.
a blessing.
And Naima, thank you for the dark riches that fill this cup. And to all of your friends and your listeners, thanks for supporting Janessa.
Oh, Zak, come on. So grateful for you. Yeah, thanks for coming on. And again, just talking even more about this risk kind of factor. It's inspiring for me to see you when you have, I think, more at stake than me to just be open to talking about it and wanting to encourage people and love people.
We'll see how it goes. It's a new thing for me to try to maybe be more vocal about it, but I think that's only because of my hesitancy, because of, I guess, my own fear. I should have been doing it a long time ago, not just preaching to the choir, right? It's about to the masses. Obviously, a lot of my friends who are Christian and Catholic are down with everything that I'm down with.
Yeah.
But I mean, to just kind of keep it like that. So I think it's about time.
On the one hand, some people might unfollow you, but on the other hand, some people might be interested and gain peace and love and a relationship. So it's kind of awesome too on that side.
Thanks. Yeah, I agree. And some of my friends, I've asked them about it. If oh man, is this getting some weird backlash a little bit because of being Christian? And those guys were like, man, then those people aren't really your friends. They don't even know you. They don't even know you then. So who cares? I mean,
that's good friends right there.
Yeah. Shout outs to my really good friends. One of my buddies who said that, actually, he's also someone I really respect as an actor, and he works with a lot of people, coaches a lot of people. Matthew Kevin Anderson.
I've also taken a class with Matthew.
Yeah,
shout outs to all our friends.
Yeah, Matt's the truth. He's a rad dude. So
yeah, sweet. I want to list everybody we shouted out. This is amazing. This is so good.
I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty private, so I don't do a lot of these things, but this one kind of really
specifically. Which is why I'm so honored. Thank you for sharing with me then.
Yeah, because you're like I said, you're stepping outside of what is normal. You're trying to tie in a bit of faith with the industry, and so you're taking that risk at least, or trying two things that are more than just what you're passionate about, two things that make up who you are, right? As an actor and as a Christian.
Thank you for saying that.
So you're taking that risk. So that's why this was appealing to me. So yeah. And so shout outs to you and shout outs to all these rad people, man. We're really fortunate, aren't we?
Yeah.
One more thing. We're doing so many shout outs.
Yeah.
If I left you off the list, the list is very long. Me and Janessa are going to do another podcast, which is just, and this person, I love this person, I love this person.
Pretty much it's just going to be shout outs the next time we hang out, and maybe Phil.
And maybe just Phil. Or maybe me and Phil will be on the show one of these days, because he's a Catholic.
What?
But
Things I didn't know.
Oh yeah. Also, there's a group of friends that that my friend Father Paul Gu Big ups Father Paul. He does this group for a lot of young people. It's called the Virtual Parish, and it's like a rosary reading and novenas, and you can find them in Virtual Parish on Facebook. And then there's like a Zoom thing like this. So as often as I can, it's like 9:30 every night. We just read the rosary together. And if you're having a tough day, or if you're having a great day, or if you're just having a day,
you're just in between,
and you want to come in, and read some decades and say Hail Mary and just really center yourself and really pray with some good intercessions and some good prayers, intentional prayers, and just focus yourself, and then come and join. So it's Virtual Parish on Facebook.
So for those of you who are feeling like you need some peace, or like we're saying, even if you're just having a day, just a good day, a normal day,
having a great day, pray. You're having a crappy day,
that's
pray.
The hashtag. Great day, pray.
Right, that's it. It doesn't just have to be like, obviously, like, oh my God, just please, like, don't let me book this audition, or oh no, I left my sunglasses on the bus. Please let it be, let them be there. Or something like, please, or like, oh please, I don't want to get COVID virus, please God. But also you could be like, you're having, everything's going great and you should pray, so it's not just like to ask for, like, to be saved from the apocalypse, or
for sure,
terrible, but just pray when things are awesome, pray when things are dope.
Zach's gonna pray for your sunglasses on the bus, so join him.
I'm praying for all you guys. And I'm praying for any of you who sat through this long interview listening to me for all this time.
No way. They're gonna love it. Right, listeners? It's cool. Perfect.
Thanks, everyone. Big ups to all you guys.
Thanks so much, Zach.
Thanks, Janessa.
Can't define mixtures, venomous sharpness, swimming where the sharks is, naked to your darkest hour of life, found in Christ, bounty on your happiness, made you realize you paid a powerful price. Men of principle, respect and honor, y'all can hate, can't crack our armor. Now you feel fear that your karma's gonna get you, choose right from wrong, yo, it won't sweat you. Tap into my G while I'm working my G, that's me, AMP, Neiltron 6G. AMP Mix.